Hi guys, welcome back to the Astrology. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Saturn's transit into the sign of Pisces. We are going to understand what is going to be the impact of this transit for Libras. Now, of course, you can watch this video both from a Libra rising as well as a Libra moon perspective. When you're watching this from a Libra moon standpoint, you have to understand that the implications, the derivations that you have to derive out of this video are going to be more from a emotional and mental aspect. However, from a Libra ascendant, rising or Lagna standpoint, you can see more of physical manifestations of this transit of Saturn. This is one of the biggest transits for the year 2025 because Saturn moves into a sign for 2.5 years. He is going to be transiting into the sign of Pisces on 29th of March 2025 and is going to be in this house until June of 2027. He will then move ahead into the sign of Aries, but in the same year in 2027, it will get retrograde, come back into Pisces, finish off the due 2.5 years, and then he is going to move ahead back into the sign of Aries and henceforth. So you are going to understand what this transit of Saturn is going to mean in the next 2.5 years and how you must traverse this journey smartly by continuing to rule your chart and rule your planets. Now, as Saturn is the lord of the fourth and the fifth house for you guys, Libras, he is a Yoga Karaka planet for you folks. And if you are watching this from Libra moon perspective, again, he rules your emotions, he rules your knowledge, your mental impact that you've had. And that Lord was transiting into the fifth house, thereby giving you the opportunity to showcase a lot of creativity. I think in general as well, Libras, Saturn is an extremely important planet for you, given that he holds the dictum for two very important houses in your chart. Not only he owns or defines the asset ownership, the knowledge, the gains in terms of your education, your degrees, your past life punya, your assets of the past life accumulated into the fifth house itself, your ability to think creatively, your ability to solve complex problems, your mindset to think about starting something new, enterprise, being enterprising in itself, or for that matter, the romantic pursuits that you would have, the kids that you would have in future, or if you already have one. All of these aspects of your life are governed by Saturn. And he has been stationed in your fifth house itself, from where the challenging bit was that he was giving aspects into all inimical signs. From his third aspect, he was giving a debilitated aspect into your seventh house. He was giving an inimical aspect into your 11th house, in your house of gains, which was ruled by Leo. And then, last but not the least, he was also aspecting the Scorpio sign, the second sign of Mars in this chart, other than Aries, into your second house. So, Libras, you would have understood one thing for sure, that from your Saturn's placement perspective in this transit in the last 2.5 years, you would have seen lots of challenges with respect to your partnerships. You would have seen challenges, especially in the retrograde period, in terms of differences arising in your partnerships, separation arising during that period itself. He was giving a third aspect, which is not an easy aspect to the seventh house. And when I'm talking about partnerships here, I'm alluding to both personal, marital relationship, as well as with respect to your association in a formal setup. When you are trying to run your business, getting associated to other companies, partnering with more human resources within your organization itself or outside your organization itself. So, no matter what sphere of life you come from, If you are a student watching this video, it would have been a good period for you. From your romance perspective, singles watching this video, it would have been a decent video, a decent situation with this Saturn being placed in the fifth house, because he was bringing that emotional, nurturing behavior, that emotional connect into your relationships. Albeit, you would have had to stick in a traditional relationship fashion. Any kind of live-in relationship constructs, any kind of modern constructs where you are acting as a married couple, but you are not shouldering the responsibilities that of a married couple itself, then this Saturn would not give a positive outcome. But this fifth house placement of Saturn, being the lord of the fourth and the fifth, in the last 2.5 years, should have given decent success to students in their journeys for education in terms of completing their graduation, post graduation, universities. You would have acquired a lot of knowledge through tough situations, lot of challenges you would have faced. You would have worked your brains out to figure out what are the right remedies to the problems that you were facing, but you were able to overcome them as well. That was another positive that has come with this Saturn in the last 2.5 years for you folks. He would have given you the ability to own home. Many of you would have made purchases in the last 2.5 to 4, 5 years. Lot of furniture buying, remodeling, reshaping of the interiors of your house, your apartments. That kind of purchase should have also materialized for Libras during this period. Transaction related to real estate is a definite possibility. However, his aspect to the seventh house, which was a debilitated one, could have caused troubles in partnerships. So if you're a single, it could have caused trouble in terms of your professional partnerships, or otherwise, either in your marital or professional relationships, you would have seen some of the other challenges come up. And now I'm not saying that you would have struggled in both areas. Either of them should have given that impact. Then the other interesting part is that he was also delaying any kind of goals, objectives, wishes that you had in place. If you wanted to establish and buy your own home, it got delayed by a few months. Your education, your investment strategies, your that dream travel that you've been planning to take, it all got pushed. But Saturn is a delayer, not a denier. He would have still given you the opportunity, albeit after a lot of hustle, after a lot of trouble. Why do I say that? Because the relationship with Leo is that of conflicting nature. So it would not have come easy for you folks, Libras. You would have had to fight for everything that you felt is genuinely yours. And I feel sorry for not only you, but for all of us, because you always see that Saturn is placed in this, his own sign, in his Mool Trikon sign of Aquarius. And yet the aspects are so difficult and challenging. At the same time, many of you would have built large network circles, large social network for yourself with people who are more experienced, more knowledgeable than you, and they would have given the right outcome, the right support to you during this phase. Whilst this has been a period where Saturn was afflicting your gains, he was also impacting your savings. But he has not denied your savings. You would have grown pillar to post, albeit slowly in the last 1.5 years, Libras. And that is the positive point of this Saturn. He has given you trouble in terms of that wish fulfillment, that gain coming in, that expansion for your elder brothers from your father's paternal side as well. Yet it would have come after some gruesome fight, after some fiery situations. Why? Because Saturn wants you to fight it out before he addresses to help you achieve. And that's the interesting bit that comes with this Saturn. And now, when this Lord of the fourth house is going into the sixth, 3 places away from itself, the Lord of the fifth house is going second to itself into the sixth house, you are going to see some very interesting shifts that are going to come into play. You must try and understand what is happening, first of all, with the shift of this Saturn into your sixth house. See, if you are watching this video from a moon sign perspective, I must give you one warning that somewhere or the other, Saturn's transit 6th, 8th, or 12th to moon is never an easy one. it is usually marred with some sort of emotional or mental troubles. You are going to find certain challenges which could just be simply stressful situations. But I will urge you guys, Libra moons, not to get depressed unnecessarily, proactively at your end, because we are going to understand what the Saturn is going to do and how you can tackle those situations. Now, Libras, as you see that it is your fourth lord, which is moving three places away into the sixth house, meaning you will see a shift in some shape or form where travel is going to become very important away from your workplace, away from your residence. And because it is going into the sixth house, it denotes your workplace or job place specifically. So there is a possibility that this shift of Saturn could bring in a new working environment for you, a new challenging out of comfort zone situation for you, Libras, where you will have to grow yourself to the next level, to start traveling, to handle those newer set of opportunities. Why do I say grow yourself to the next level? Because Saturn coming into the sixth house, one, it forms good, but he is also coming into the house of obstacles, challenges, loans, and litigations. And Saturn is all about karma. And when you are putting up with a bigger fight, when you are putting up with a bigger challenge, a bigger difficulty coming in your way, you are automatically growing, expanding in a way. And that's what this Saturn is going to bring. He is going to expand your knowledge as well. You are going to become more knowledgeable. Why? Because now you will learn different art forms to tackle difficult situations in life. Now you will know that when a variety of problems are attacking me on a day to day basis, how do I juggle with those situations and handle those scenarios more effectively? So you see how this is a positive transit from that perspective. It is not at all negative the way people are getting feared from. Now, because it is a third movement as well, you have to understand this will require you to put that additional degree of hard work. You will have to step out of your comfort zone. After all, Saturn is coming into the sixth house. And even if you are watching this as Libra moons, that stress that I was alluding to before is no more you putting that additional amount of effort now than you've been used to in the last 2.5 or even 5 years, because Saturn is stepping out of his own comfort zone. He is going into a sign which is, of course, neutral for him from a relationship perspective. But at the end of the day, after 5 long years, Saturn is leaving his own home. And imagine the situation, he's entering into the sixth house in a combusted fashion. At the time of recording this video, Saturn is combusted. It will remain in that state until April. And when Sun moves out, gets into the other position, then you will realize that Saturn will still be in conjunction with Rahu until May. So things are not easy from a Saturn's perspective too, and thereby you could see that uneasiness creep onto you. But it is not at all negative, my friends, because this Saturn is going to ask you to put that additional amount of effort to tackle the challenges. And that means you will have to define a rhythm. You will have to define a daily schedule, a daily regimen that you might want to follow, that timetable that I keep alluding about Saturn in the sixth house. If that is not natural for you, Libras, and to be honest, you guys are extremely balanced folks. So that shift initially could be a little challenging, but it will be extremely rewarding as well in the long run. You might want to define how meticulously you can structure your hours, days, time, and effort in the next 2.5 years. You could be shifting your residence. You could be relocating to a new place. You might have to shift somewhere within the vicinity of the city itself or within the vicinity of the state that you live in. But there will be some sort of a requirement that will come in these 2.5 years where you will have to explore a new job opportunity, a new profession, a new career. or any such circumstance that allows you to demonstrate your knowledge and skills, and you will be rewarded for that. So go with that moves, my dear Libras. You are going to see that one initial shift supporting you positively. Now, there is going to be another shift that we have to see, another perspective from which we have to evaluate this transit of Saturn, because he is the fifth lord as well, moving to the sixth. And now it is going to culminate everything that is going to come into play from a fifth house perspective. Means there will be a proper culmination of your romances. You might face certain issues unless and until you take certain steps to move ahead in your relationship. You will be making certain measures towards your investments, towards your startup, towards your career. If specifically you are a student watching this video, this is going to be an excellent time for you to crack open any kind of competitive examinations. Your selection into any kind of university, college education, etc., is going to benefit positively with this transit of Saturn, as long as you have the ability to competitively showcase your strength vis-a-vis other students. This is also going to be a period where I will ask you folks to refrain from speculative strategies in investments. Disciplined, regular, planned approach in investment is going to be extremely positive for you folks. So, from a fifth lord perspective, second movement towards sixth is not a negative one as long as you are going to bring certain planning into play. It is also possible that many of you Libras will have to pick up some course, some new research, some new areas of working within your current job role, job description to grow as well. It will be the need of the hour. If not, you will be forced by your organization to start learning something new so that you remain relevant. And it is highly probable, given the kind of technological shift we are seeing in the modern era, it is highly probable for you folks, Libras, that you might want to find that balance which you are known for, which you guys are very good with in terms of democratizing that in your job. Now, this is also going to be a period where you could see health, especially if your parents watching this video of your kids see some turbulences, some kind of minor injuries, challenges, medical issues will keep propping up, and you will have to invest time, effort, energy, money to take care of your kids, doing those visits to pediatricians and stuff. So please be watchful on that front as well. Even for your own health, you will have to be watchful. I mentioned about Libra moons to think from an emotional standpoint, but also from a physical health perspective, especially your joint and bones, lower half of your body. You will have to take certain precautions, knee all the way down to your feet, that you do not injure yourself by playing any sports, doing any kind of activities. From here on, you have to also evaluate the aspects of this Saturn sitting in the sixth house for you guys, Libras, is going to be giving an aspect into the signs of Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter, which is in Taurus, Virgo, and in Sagittarius, respectively. First and foremost, the third aspect is going to be coming into your eighth house, ruled by Taurus Venus. And this is an important aspect because this aspect is about difficulties, challenges related to transformation, sudden changes, losses or gains coming in your way. Or it could be also with respect to any kind of speculative activities. Remember, the fifth lord sitting in sixth is giving an aspect to the eighth house. So you have to be extremely disciplined and not greedy about sudden speculative gains. Activities like gambling, activities like speculative investments into bitcoins and stuff, or any of those cryptocurrencies without having an in-depth understanding and granularity of those spaces could be detrimental for you folks. You have to understand that Saturn here is going to give a difficult aspect to the eighth. You have to remain relevant, prominent at your workplace. Whatever you are doing, even if you are a homemaker watching this video, and you like to keep upkeep your house, you like to maintain the appliances at your home, you love cooking at home, you will have to make sure that you keep learning the tricks of the trade to do a better job. Watch more recipes, learn more recipes to make your food better for your own health and stuff. Your appliances and everything works well. Fourth lord is in sixth. It's about your assets, getting challenges. You could see problems coming into your appliances at home. You will have to do a lot of DIY work at this point in time to figure out what is the resolution of the same. Those kind of challenges are going to bother you, Libras. You are going to face that kind of a trouble. You will be surprised how this will automatically start panning over a period of time. Then this may not be a bad period for you to actually pick up learning something new. Again, as I've said, as an example of a homemaker persona, if you are a student watching this video, go and add some new additional subject. Anybody learning about the occult is going to be extremely helpful for them during this period. It's a natural remedy for that matter for them. But even if you are not picking up, say, an astrology like a kind of a subject, spending some time in isolation to learn something new, to gain some knowledge is going to be extremely crucial. The Saturn is also giving an aspect into the sign of Virgo, ruled by Mercury, into your 12th house. And the good bit of this aspect with the presence of Saturn in the sixth is that he is going to take care of any kind of unknown challenges also coming your way, especially if they are related to any kind of business issues. You will realize that there could be some commotion if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a person who runs your own shop, your own business. You will find some unexpected losses that would come your way, unexpected obstacles that could come your way, especially regulatory issues or related to international exchange, money import, export, money transfer, payment related issues. Those kind of problems can suddenly bother your business or your day to day activity. But Saturn is going to give a positive impact there as well. He will help you overcome, he will help you fight those situations during this phase. It's not that those issues can be completely avoided. You will have to face those problems head on. With Saturn in sixth, problems are coming your way. Don't worry about it. But it's a good thing to happen. Please do not brew any kind of negativity in your mind that this is a very negative phase and you're going to struggle. No, not at all. It is a period that is going to make you stronger with your abilities, with your knowledge, with your skills. He's giving an aspect to your third house, and that is the beautiful, most beautiful aspect in my mind because it is the aspect to your hard work. It's the aspect third to your ascendant or to your moon. So you will have to figure out that how do you put your utmost effort, energy, knowledge, intent to address the obstacles coming your way. Somewhere or the other, mentally and emotionally, you will be prepared as those challenges come your way, that you will take them head on, Libras. Positive time is coming in for you. It is going to be a busy period. It's going to be a period of action. It's going to be a period where you will have to showcase your real metal, who you are. And you are a balanced person, Libras. I know that. All you have to do is find and display that balance when you are juggling with multiple things in parallel. If you are able to do, if you are not being lazy, if you are being hyper focused towards what is at hand, along with continuous learning, along with philanthropy, remember, 12th aspect, that means any kind of charitable deeds towards the downtrodden. Just buying that food and giving one meal to a homeless person, that one McDonald's burger is going to give you a lot of satisfaction that you could feed somebody for at least once a meal. Those kind of gestures are going to take you a long way. You don't need to do anything else. Believe in yourself, stick with your hard work, whatever life throws at you, whatever lemons are coming your way, continue to make lemonade during this period. It is going to be a period of growth for you, Libras. I hope this made sense. If it has, then you must smash on that like button. Subscribe to the Astrology. We need to grow the channel much more, much faster. It is growing at a very slow pace to my liking. and keep watching. Om Namah Shivaya.